What's up, guys? Happy Thursday, a day before Christmas Eve. Here at the office doing some work, and I have a special guest, Katie Day. I met Katie Day actually for the first time earlier this year, and she is an amazing agent out of Texas. She's also a Tom Ferry coaching member. And I wanted to have her on today because I think you guys will have a lot to learn from her. She's an amazing operator. I didn't even know about Katie Day until probably earlier last year, and she's everywhere. I mean, I don't know how she must have 48 hours in the day or like 30 assistants, but she is amazing. So I'm going to bring her on right now, Katie Day from Texas. Here we go, Katie Day. Let me see here. Accept. Here we go. What's up?
What is up?
How are you?
I am well. What's going on, man? How are you? How's life?
Good, good. Very, very busy. Since I saw you at the summit, I added three agents on my team. I I went from zero
Okay.
to four in like 2 months.
I mean, that's the way to do it, right? Like all in or not at all.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. Well, it's funny because one of my goals this year was to add at least one agent to my team, and I was talking to
yeah.
Jeff Mays, right, my
Yeah.
coach, and he's like, "Why would you add one? Add two." And that ended up being four because I just met some amazing people. I'm like, I just want to, I want you on my team, you know?
Yeah. Well, and I mean, so we did the entire like add one agent, add one agent, add one agent, and like since then, since that year that we did that, like adding people in groups is so much better because like
Hmm.
then like from a training perspective, right? And then like for team members, it's like then they have people like to commiserate with or to like
Yeah,
go over things or like, hey, like I thought I heard this way. What are your thoughts? Depending on if they're new or experienced or whatever. So
yeah, totally.
um I'm a huge fan of that. So
Yeah.
congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I was definitely nervous about it, and I didn't have any systems in place, right? So I'm still doing that, and I honestly, like I told Jeff, I'm like, I haven't been able to do a lot of my like prospecting calls, because I've been like just trying to like get my team up to speed, and I want to
Yeah.
make sure that they're being well coached and trained, So
Yeah.
that's been hard. I've been shooting a lot of video and like organizing like a workflow for them and all that stuff. So it's exciting. It's 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 a whole new world, you know,
Yeah.
like being on your own and now having a team. It's like I have much less time than I used to have,
Yes.
which is fine. But it's an adjustment, like anything else.
100%. 100%. No, congratulations. That is so exciting.
Thank you, thank you.
And
Yeah, yeah.
I love how like you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna add one and then you add four. So that's like
I
just
know, I
that's
know.
so Paul. I love it.
It's you know what, without Tom Ferry in the coaching program, I can you hear me?
Sorry, no, I was getting a call, so I was just trying to figure out how to ignore it quickly.
Okay, no worries, no worries. Um, it's probably Joe Kotosh, probably, hey, let me join the
Why are
IT
you guys
ladder.
going live without me? It's probably what, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Um, yeah, I mean, I got to give a lot of credit to the coaching program. I mean, they've really set me up. Without their guidance, I wouldn't know what to do. I'd be honest. Like, like
Yeah.
I can talk to agents and ask them, but they really give you a game plan of where you want to be. I remember when I first started with him. How he has that one chart of like brand new agent, and then you
Yeah.
have to do this, right? And then you go up, and the top is sell your business. So I'm like, oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing. You can sell a real estate business. I had no idea.
Yeah.
So tell me about you, Katie Day, because I started hearing about you like at some point last year, like during COVID, and I feel like you're everywhere now. Like at least in the Tom Ferry world, right? And like also on social, like you do a lot on social. So where were you at like 5 years ago, and where are you at now?
Yeah, for sure. So, I got into real estate. I got my license basically in 2015 at the end of the year. I left a job in early 2016 and did real estate part time that year. Got into real estate full time in 2017. My husband got into real estate full time in June of 2017. And then in 2018, we decided to start a team. Um, and
Fast.
then kind of did that over 2019, 2020. Last year, we joined Tom Ferry. And that's
That's
probably
why.
when we first kind of, because, I coached with Jeff last year. And yeah, so
That's
that's kind of
fast.
like
That is
Reader's
insanely
Digest
fast.
version. Spare you
Jeez,
all
that's
the,
quick.
the
So
gory
what?
details.
what did you do before real estate?
Yeah, so before doing this, I was in like multifamily and single family property management. So did that, started out as a leasing agent, leasing apartments to people, and did that for a few years, and then continued to move my way up. And by the time I left, I was managing like 2,500 units across a couple states, and like managed a bunch of people. So I got into real estate. Oh, Eric, what's up, Eric, Burke agent.
Oh, what's up?
So
Eric used to work at my office here, right? Down,
I did know that. Yeah.
just down the hall, Eric. I'm not
Oh,
sure if you
yep.
recognize his office, bro.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I did know that actually. But yeah, so did that, got up to the point where I was like managing, a bunch of units and people and stuff like that. And it was like, I wanted to get into real estate for the, unlimited earning potential and the flexible schedule and to not manage people.
Yeah.
So, all of those things, and now, have gotten into, kind of back into that role. But um in this case now, having a team and building that out, like it's on my own terms and it's my business, so I feel
Yeah.
a lot differently than I did when I was working for a company.
So I can see why you're really good at like doing a million things because you used to manage 2,500 properties across the United States. That's insane. I mean, honestly, because like I see you do so much shit and I'm like, you either have 48 hours in the day or you have 10 assistants. You know what I'm saying? It's seriously like, so what is your day like? I feel like it's just like you doing a shit ton of things.
Yeah, so I get up pretty early, like I get up at 4. So that's, I have more time in my day when I'm awake earlier. But like
Or
wake up
early.
at 4, clear my notifications and check social and whatnot. Hit the gym at 5, do that 5 to 6, 6:30 ish. Come home, eat breakfast, hop on the computer, get ready for the day. We do a daily team huddle at 8:30 every morning. So hop into that.
Yeah.
And then depending on the day, depends on what happens. So like Tuesdays we do in-person team meetings. Wednesdays and Thursdays we do role play. I do a decent amount of like content creation. So normally once every other week or to every 3 weeks, I have a content creation day where I meet up with my videographer and we just like, you know, bust out a bunch of videos and short form and long form and just a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And then, outside of that, making my phone calls, doing follow-ups, deal stuff, right? Dealing with like what's happening with our transactions
Mhm.
and all that. And yeah, and then everything else that just happens to pop up.
What time do you go to bed at if you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Oh, so like it's not, I go to bed generally around 9 p.m.
Okay.
Some nights it's earlier, some nights it's later.
Yeah.
But like 9 p.m. is probably like the average bedtime for me.
Okay. Okay. So you're getting around 7 hours of sleep. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm about to say because there's some people that can, like have a fully functioning day with like 4 hours of sleep. And I'm always really jealous of those people. I'm like, damn, I
Yeah.
wish I was like that. You
Not
know?
not me.
Not me either. I need like 7 hours and a half of sleep. I've been doing 4:45, and I thought that was early, but 4 o'clock, Jesus, that's insane. That's good for you. Do you do like the miracle morning, like the like meditation and journaling, all that shit,
Um, all that shit. No, so
all that good shit?
I did do like in January, February timeframe. I'm sure you saw like Bill Pipes' like 1800 challenge. So it was like meditation, affirmations, gratitudes, um, uh, physical activity, reading 10 pages in a book, and some other stuff, right? So you did like these 6 things like in either for 10 minutes or like 10 pages or 10 whatevers. And like, so I did that. And like, I definitely think that it had positive impact as
Mhm.
far as like writing down gratitudes and writing down affirmations and stuff like that. But that's not generally something I do on a regular basis. I do like this like morning motivation call on Clubhouse. Like I'm one of the 7 people still on Clubhouse, but each morning we get on there and kind of, just like some days I lead it and some days I just listen, but it's like a quick 5 minute like motivational kind of 5 a.m. call, but it's at 6:05 Mountain Time.
Okay.
And we just do like a quick uh message, and then since it is on Clubhouse, it's interactive. So if you had something to say or follow up or question or comment, people can come up on stage and like we talk for a little bit, but it's a 10-15 minute call each morning.
Okay.
And that's really all that I do by way of like the kind of more granola type stuff. Otherwise, I'm
Yeah,
just kind
yeah.
of like nose down, like getting stuff done or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. So you're obviously like an operator, right? Like you can do probably like 1,000 things at once. Like that's how my operations manager is, Maggie. I mean, I see her like if we're on Zoom together and she's like sharing her screen, she's literally doing like 5 things at once. I'm like, Maggie, focus on one thing. She's like, no, I can focus on 5 things. I'm just like, good for you.
You're
I
like, well,
can't do
I'm
that.
getting distracted over here, you know?
Yes, I do get distracted. I'm like, Maggie, I'm trying to like think about like how I should write this email, right, to like a big client. And she's over there doing like 5 different things. Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still here.
The email's already typed out. It's in your drafts, Paul. Like,
Seriously. So, okay, so you started building your team, you said last year, and how many do
in
you have now?
so yeah, we started the team in 2018, which was when we were like, okay, we're gonna start a team, and we basically hired our first buyer's agent then.
Okay.
2019 and 2020 were very like building years. So we basically had one. Maggie is a damn rock star. I don't know who KJ is, but I would agree with whatever KJ sells LA.
Yeah.
Agree.
KJ is an agent on my team.
Yeah. Okay. One
Yeah.
of your many agents that you just added. So
One of my 4 agents, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, we basically went through 2019 with like 2 agents. We went through 2020 with like 2 to 4, depending on the time of year and whatever. So right now we're 9 total agents. We'll add a few more late this year, early next year. But like the goal is to probably be a team of 20 by the end of next year.
Nice.
So yeah, we'll see.
Damn, that's great. So how
Yeah.
much support do you have? Like actual employees that are helping you full time and also part time?
Yeah. So we've got basically 2 transaction coordinators, a marketing coordinator, and a videographer. So
Okay. And you're
it's
the operations?
yeah. So like
Yeah.
my husband and I like do this together or whatever, right? So like we are all things, sales, operations, management, whatever. So, as
Okay.
we scale from being a team of 9 to a team of, 25 likely, um,
Hmm.
like we actually were just talking about that today of like what's the order in which we need to hire more admin support, management support, agents, and like, what does that look like?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's high on the list for 2022 is kind of building out and continuing to add to our systems and team for sure.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So are you still selling real estate or are you just kind of managing right now and coaching?
No, I am still selling real estate. It is the goal to be out of production by the end of next year. But
Ooh, exciting.
yeah, on top of everything else, right? So, um, you know, I think we sold about um, between Ryan and I around 100 of our homes so far this year or whatever.
You sold
So
you sold 100 units between you and your husband.
yeah, yeah.
It's a
So,
lot
but I mean, but
for your
we're in Texas,
for your.
like
But still,
so.
that's a lot. What is that in sales volume?
I'll pull it up just so that I don't misspeak. But like, and that's something that like I talk about a lot. Like, because like so we've closed right now like 193 closed and
As a
pending. We're sitting
as a
as of
group?
today, yeah. And like so for just us, actually, I my numbers are off. So yeah, we sold Ryan and I sold 115 of those.
I love how you just
But
say I miscounted from 100 to 115. I closed 14 this year. 14. You closed 115. I like how
but
that like
but
discrepancy of 15. Huh?
what's your yeah, right? What's your sales volume for that?
35.
Yeah, so we closed 150 units at 40 mil,
Yeah.
right? So that's
Yeah.
where, so like that's where in Texas, like unless you are selling luxury homes, right? Like
Yeah.
it's a volume game if you're going to make any kind of money in real estate, and that's where I think in a LA or Beverly Hills or San Diego, I mean really just anywhere in California, right? Like you can get
True.
into it, sell a few homes and be very successful, right? But like
Yeah.
it's or sell a home a year and still make a decent amount of money, right? But like
That's true. That's
when you
true.
build
Yeah.
out these sales teams and stuff like you're doing, like that's where the real money is, and that's where like the successful people are, right? So
100%. 100%. Yeah. And
yeah,
that's why I think we're all doing it because that's like I mean also at some point in your career, I mean at least for me it's like I want to get out of production too. I
yeah,
mean, I, I I love to sell homes, but it is very stressful. And I actually also enjoy the actual mentoring part of it and the coaching part. I think it's really exciting. It's really
yeah.
fun. So let's talk about that. Like, tell me about your onboarding process. I'm going to take some notes too here in my head because I'm still again in the process of really, organizing how my agents get onboarded too, right? So it's a whole new thing. And Jeff's like, oh, talk to this person, this person. And I kind of did, but also, I'm just kind of creating my own. So what is your onboarding process like for your team?
Yeah, so we do a little bit differently. Again, as I said, like we hired a bunch of one-off agents and like, it's difficult, if you're hiring on one person and taking a lot of time, as you said, like the amount of time that you've been putting aside for these four agents, like, yeah,
Yeah.
you're talking to four people at once, but it's still, it's difficult, right? Like,
Yeah.
so we did that in all of 2019. We hired basically and only kept two, but had four agents come on board. So in 2020, we were like, okay, we need to figure out a better way to do this. And as Jeff told you, right, like bring on more than one person at once. So I was like, okay, how can we do this? How can we make this, be more efficient? And we basically created like a 30-day training program
Hmm.
where we initially would bring people onto the team and then they would have kind of a 30-day, like probationary period where we would go over everything sales, operations, and marketing in regards to real
Hmm.
estate, right? So like just think about everything that you do and breaking it down to like the smallest minute detail of like, okay, you're going to do an open house. So you need to like find the home. Then you need to put it in MLS. You need to put it in the calendar. Like,
Hmm.
then when you get to the
Workflows,
house, you need to like
workflows.
turn, yeah, all of that, like SOPs for everything, like operating procedures for everything, right? So we basically go over that with them. We would go over that with them and whatever. So we did that, but then we realized like at the end of the 30 days, so first of all, some people wouldn't make it through. And second of all, like at the end of the 30 days, like it wasn't always the right fit, right? We'd be like, Paul, we really like you, but like I just, like whatever. Or you, Paul, would decide like I actually this seems like way more accountability and work. I don't want to be on this team, right? So
Hmm. It's
we
true. That's
we
true.
we were like, okay, whatever. So that was 2020. We did that, but then like things would happen to where, you wouldn't want to be on the team or whatever, right?
Sure, sure.
So this year and then for the second half of 2020, basically what we had people do is they, would affiliate with our brokerage and they would go through the training program. And then at the end of that 3 weeks, we would come to a mutual decision on if this is a good fit or not.
Mm.
And then at that point, they would, come on the team, they would get an email and business cards and, all of the stuff, right? But
Okay.
prior to that point, it's like, hey, you're still the brokerage. We'll help to train you. We'll help to mentor you. We'll, show you the ropes. And if like you decide or we decide or we come to this agreement, like that it's going to be the right fit, then at that point, people will join the team. So that's kind of where we are now.
Okay.
And again, like it's down to a 3 week training program now, but it's basically,
Oh, damn.
just
Fast.
everything, sales, operations, marketing. It could be longer, but it's like at a certain point too, it's like, you gotta get people into production and get people like doing the right activities and stuff like
Making
that. So
making making money.
yeah, and like
Yeah.
that's where previously with the 30-day program, like we did have like lead gen and them calling leads and stuff like that, and updating we used a spreadsheet at the time, but like updating the CRM and like doing
Yeah.
all of that. But you know, I figure now it's like, hey, let's get you in, get you trained, and the amount that we go through and teach them and work on in that 3 weeks, like they know if they're gonna want to continue to hang with us, and we know if we want them hanging with us as well, right? So like,
Oh yeah,
it's
I'm sure you guys don't mess around with your training too. Just the way I think you are, it's like it's probably like a shit ton of stuff to do. But it's good though because you're also like weeding out people. Like if they can hang with you through that period, like you also get to know them, right? It's like they're gonna be a good agent at the end of the day, right? And they're gonna, it's an investment. You're investing in your future, revenue.
yeah, for sure. I'm trying to see. Oh yeah, here it is. It's gonna be backwards. I feel like. Hold on. If I pull this up,
If you guys have any questions for Katie Day, just put them here and we'll answer them.
I think it'll be
Eric said,
no, but that's
don't
like
do anything
this
bad.
is it, right?
Sales operation. Oh, cool. I want
Like
a copy
everything
of
we go through.
this.
Yeah,
I
I'll
want,
actually I'll send it to Maggie, but I'll send you guys
yeah,
I'll send you the book and everything.
I would love that. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
are
yeah,
you
yeah.
actually like, have you shot all this video or is it more like you're in the office kind of training them like one on one?
Great question. So we do it, Connor, what's up, my dude? So we do it in person and via Zoom. So, and obviously like because we did one during COVID, like we did one in the height of like, stay at home orders and whatever, because people were
Yeah.
getting into real estate and whatnot. So, um, it's all recorded, right? I do like
Smart.
having some in-person component because I think that it's important to understand like if people show up to places on time, how they show up, if they're engaged, if they're taking notes and whatever. And if I'm on Zoom, you can't really tell if I'm over here taking notes or drawing like a picture on my paper, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
um, I think that that's an important component, but we have everything recorded, and at this point, we're using a online learning management system to get everything into kind of like a course, so that it's
Ooh, good
all of the
idea with like
words
tests and
are in
stuff.
there. Yeah, but like now we're putting in all of the videos. I'm cutting some of them down because it's like, something like this, if it's being recorded, right? Like there's a lot of fluff and stuff, so I'm trying to get it cut down to where it's just the stuff they need to know. And then, it's a searchable platform to where if you're like, oh, I know she said this about a multiple offer situation, you could just type in multiple offers and see everything that says multiple offers in it. And
Oh, that's amazing.
it's all
What is
searchable.
this called?
We're using Trainual. We looked into
Oh,
like
I've heard of
Trainual,
Trainio.
Kajabi, like,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
if you even hop into any of the pages and just like search it in any of the Tom Ferry pages, there's a ton out there, but we just need to like pick one and pull the trigger, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's amazing. I love that. It's like now, like this couldn't have been done like 20 years ago, like before the internet. Like this is the speed at
seriously,
which you can grow a team is absolutely fucking crazy right now. It's so
seriously.
cool. So cool. So what are your goals for next year besides adding, you said 11 people to your team? Like you want to be at 20 by the end of next year and also not do real estate, sell real estate, just
Yeah,
manage.
we'll probably add, like, realistically by the end of next year we'll have 25 on the team, like net 25 on the team. Are we seeing people move from LA to H Town? Yes, we are. We can touch on that. So yeah, 25 people looking to do around 400 units next year. So
Wow.
yeah, we'll see.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Do you get downtime? Like what's your downtime look like? Or do you go on vacations? Or you just
Um,
all
Shit, man. Like lately, I haven't been going on any vacations. I actually my passport had expired in June, and I didn't even know it. But I just got my new passport, so I am like open for international travel. So let me know
do
your
it?
thoughts. Send me somewhere. No, but
Europe, baby. I love Europe. Yeah,
yeah,
I was just in Greece earlier this year. Oh, the best. So
amazing.
relaxed.
So jealous.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I sell homes downtown. Oh, so yeah, haven't really gone on vacation. My vacations this year have,
That's your
because
mind
like,
right there. It's just like you got 1,000 things going on.
yeah, but like 2020 obviously like didn't really do much. We did go on like a couple family vacations in 2020, like once things opened up a little bit. But
You have
like
kids?
honestly, no, 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 no. But with like, parents and
Yeah,
siblings and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And then in this year, with travel opening up for real estate, all I went to was real estate conferences. So like going to them to attend, going to them to speak, going to like, so none of it was, I mean, all of that was fun, but none of it was like for pleasure, right? It was all for business.
Yeah.
So looking
But I
forward
feel like
to,
you love your business. I can just tell. Like everything you like all the stuff that I've seen and like just meeting you in person, it's like you're really passionate about this project. I feel like it's a big project for you because like you're
yeah,
doing everything so fast and you're like, hearing all these things from Tom Ferry and you're really implementing them, right? Because 99% of the agents aren't implementing that shit because it takes so much time and effort and organization and all that stuff. And I feel like you're doing 10 things at once. So you're doing like 10 implementations at once instead of like, for me, it's like one at a time every 6 months, So a little bit slower, but it's amazing how fast you move. So I'm just really like, just seeing you grow so fast is pretty awesome. I'm like, damn, that's great. If
I
like,
appreciate that.
yeah, and I think that's one of the other things I love about Tom Ferry is that you see all these other people just doing amazing things, and you're like, holy shit, okay. It just makes you want to do more and more and more. Like I want to be there, I want to be on a podcast with Tom. I want to speak. I want to do all those things, right? It's exciting.
Yeah, it's been fun. This year's been crazy. It's been a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm looking forward to going on trips next year. So someone
Yeah.
commented earlier, are people moving from LA to H Town? And yes, they
Oh
are.
yeah. People are moving from California to Texas. Like I think it's Arizona or like Phoenix is number one. And I think number two is Vegas. I saw on this like Redfin thing. And then,
Oh,
but
where they're leaving California to go to?
yeah, yeah. But I also saw that they did like a survey and they said that a lot of blue states they are starting to notice that there's a shift in going to red states because of their political views, like abortion laws, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
have you heard of anything like that where like people are like, I'm not moving to Texas because of that?
No one outright. Like I feel like I feel like these like news articles and like things that you see on social media and like things like that, like, but then like once you get in real life, people like don't want to actually say those things out loud, right?
Sure.
So I've never had someone outright say that to me as to why, they've decided to not, like move here or whatever. Um, but I mean, I think that as far as migration patterns go and the amount of people that are moving to Texas, like
It's insane.
I feel like it's a small portion of,
That's true.
of the people. And also like, yeah. That's what I think.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. So I know that you're probably have a million things to do. I can see you start already looking at your phone and getting antsy over there. I'm sure you have a massive checklist. But before you leave,
Yeah.
just want to thank you so much, obviously, for joining. And then also, what would be one or two things you can recommend to a new agent coming into the industry on what to do? Join a team, go on your own, join Tom Ferry. Like, give me some like two good tips.
Yeah. So I think that one of the biggest things about real estate is that most people suffer from like shiny object syndrome, right?
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah.
I know we all do it, right? Someone posts something in a Tom Ferry group, and we're all like, "Oh, let's go sign up for this because it's the hottest best new thing."
Yeah.
And I think that like, while there are a lot of new tools and new products and things like that, like also the tried and true like stuff also works. I know you make a lot of calls. I know you do the basic stuff well, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's something that like you just need to master the basics. I think is something that's important.
Grips.
And whether that's doing that with a team or on your own or finding a mentor or a coach, I think that that's important. I think that so I think master the basics. I think whatever you choose to do as far as how you get business, you need to do it consistently.
Yes.
People will make cold calls once and they don't talk to anyone. They go door knock once, they do an open house once, they shoot one video and nothing happens.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
at the end
For
of the
sure.
day, like, and I mean, I know this from cold calling. I know you like social media, all that. Like, we posted consistent content for like a year, and no one ever DM'd us saying like, "Hi, I saw you on Instagram, and now I want to buy a house." I've been posting consistent content for 5 years. We get those messages multiple times per week, right? You get like,
you
and the same
guys,
thing with calls.
this is that's huge. So 5 years. I mean, and Tom talks about this shit all the time. It's like it takes time to build this shit in whatever you do, but the more consistent you are, it's like it's gonna come. It's literally gonna come.
Yeah.
And that's
No. So I
amazing.
mean,
Good for you.
thank you. So I mean, I think that's the biggest thing though, right? Is like, granted, like obviously it didn't take 5 years for success to happen or for those messages to happen, right? But like now, after doing this consistently for 5 years, like we get multiple, emails and calls and DMs
Yeah.
and stuff per week. But it's the same thing, like
Amazing.
whether you're doing open
Amazing.
houses, whether you're making cold calls, whether you're door knocking, whether you're whatever, like you have to give everything at least 6 months. So if you can't financially do something for like if you're paying for a dialer or if you're, paying for mailers, if you can't do it for 6 months, then don't do it. Figure out like what open houses and door knocking and the sweat equity, you can do.
That's a good.
But yeah, consistency, master the basics, and do everything for at least 6 months before you
I
throw in the
love it.
towel.
Thank you so much, Katie Day. I appreciate it. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, and I'll see you in January in
I will
Vegas.
see you in January. I am so excited for Vegas. I
All
can't
right,
wait.
sounds good. Are you doing an event over there too, or what?
Yeah, so I actually teamed up with Brian and Luz and Jay Bond and that crew. So we're doing an event on Tuesday night it's actually at Mandalay, so super
Okay.
easy. And we Tuesday night, network and chill.
Okay. Love it. Yeah.
And it's like at an ice bar, so it should be
Okay.
a good time. I'm really excited.
Fun. I'm gonna buy you a drink in Vegas so that I be like, you need to just like relax. I feel like
I'm
you're just
down.
going 1,000 miles an hour, man. I love it.
I'm down. Vodka soda, no lime is my
Vodka
drink.
soda, no lime. I got
Yeah.
you. I got you. All right, Katie Day, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Appreciate you. I'll talk to you later.
See you later. Bye.